Have you ever watched someone effortlessly push their plate away half full, skip dessert without a second thought, and go an entire afternoon without once opening the fridge, while you find yourself thinking about your next meal before you've even finished the one in front of you? If that feels uncomfortably familiar, if the cravings hit hard in the evening, if hunger seems to follow you like a shadow no matter how much you eat, that is not a character flaw, and it is absolutely not a willpower problem. What it usually means is that your brain and your body are not communicating the way they should be around hunger and satisfaction. And that breakdown in communication is quietly sabotaging every weight loss effort you make. But here is something worth paying very close attention to. There may be something already sitting in your pantry or easily available at any grocery store for almost no money that could genuinely shift how your body handles hunger. And it starts with understanding what happens when you add 1 tablespoon of flax seeds to a glass of warm water and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Watch closely, because what you see in that glass is almost exactly what happens inside your digestive system. Those seeds begin releasing a thick mucilaginous gel, a naturally occurring soluble fiber that swells and expands with liquid. And while that might not sound glamorous, what it triggers in your body is actually remarkable. Deep within the lining of your stomach and upper digestive tract are mechanoreceptors, pressure-sensitive nerve endings that are constantly scanning for physical volume and stretch. When they detect that expansion, they fire signals along the vagus nerve, directly to the hunger-regulating centers of your brain, particularly the hypothalamus. And those signals say one very important thing: something is here, fullness is coming, slow down. The tragedy is that the modern food environment is specifically engineered to bypass this system entirely. Ultra-processed foods are calorie-dense but physically small, digested almost instantly, and designed to leave your stretch receptors completely unstimulated while delivering enormous caloric loads. You eat, you get a brief hit of pleasure, and then 20 minutes later, your body is asking for more because the physical sensation of fullness never truly arrived. That cycle of eating, brief satisfaction, and rapid return of hunger is not your metabolism being broken. It is your appetite regulation system being outsmarted by the food you are eating, and recognizing that is genuinely the first step toward changing it. Flax seeds work differently because they introduce real physical volume and dramatically slow the rate at which your stomach empties into the small intestine. When gastric emptying is slowed, nutrients, including carbohydrates, release more gradually into the bloodstream, and that has a meaningful downstream effect on blood sugar. Rapid spikes in blood sugar are almost always followed by rapid drops, and those drops are what trigger the sudden, urgent, almost irrational cravings that hit mid-afternoon or late at night and feel nearly impossible to resist. When you help flatten that curve even modestly, you are not just reducing hunger in the moment, you are interrupting a hormonal cycle that has been driving overeating for potentially years. I want you to try this with genuine curiosity rather than skepticism. Before your largest meal today, stir 1 tablespoon of ground or whole flax seeds into 8 ounces of warm water. Let it sit until it thickens slightly, and drink it about 15 minutes before you sit down to eat. Do not change what you eat. Do not count calories. Do not try to eat less on purpose. Just eat normally and observe your body with real attention. Notice the moment you begin feeling satisfied. Notice whether that fullness lingers into the hours that follow, and pay particular attention to whether your evening cravings feel different than usual. Then repeat this for 3 consecutive days before your largest meal and genuinely track what shifts. Because here is what so many people report. They do not suddenly have iron discipline or a transformed relationship with food overnight, but they do notice that the hunger they were fighting so hard against becomes quieter, more manageable, less urgent. And when hunger is no longer screaming at you every few hours, making better food choices stops feeling like deprivation and starts feeling almost natural. Beyond the satiety effect, flax seeds deliver a meaningful dose of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, lignans with antioxidant properties, magnesium, and additional insoluble fiber that supports healthy gut motility and regularity. These are not trivial benefits, but for most people, the real transformation is simply this: they stop feeling like every day is a battle against their own body. That exhausting internal negotiation between what you want to eat and what you know you should eat quiets down significantly when your appetite is actually being met rather than constantly provoked. To be completely honest with you, flax seeds are not a cure. They are not a replacement for sleep, movement, stress management, or the overall quality of your diet, and no single food ever will be. But as a consistent daily habit, as one small intervention that costs almost nothing and takes under 2 minutes, they can meaningfully lower the difficulty level of every other healthy choice you're trying to make. Weight loss does not always fail because people lack information about nutrition. It often fails because hunger wins, and hunger wins because the body never got the signal that it was full. Address that signal, and you address the root of the problem. So before you blame yourself one more time for reaching for something you did not plan to eat, before you decide your body is simply working against you, try this one experiment with real attention and an open mind. 1 tablespoon, warm water, 15 minutes before your meal, 3 days in a row. Pay attention to what your body tells you. I think you will be genuinely surprised by what you discover. I am Dr. Leana, and I truly hope this helps you move forward with a little more ease, a little more confidence, and a lot less internal struggle. Take good care of yourself and the people you love, and make today a great one.